Duchess of Cornwall has revealed this week that she is looking forward to ditching her face mask, telling a Welsh college student, "I can't wait to get rid of these." Should someone like her position be saying this? Should she?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I'm so proud of her for saying that, because I think, you know how I feel about masks. I mean, the science proves that they don't actually work, and they're used as part of the thing to keep people subservient. It's a kind of virtue signalling thing for me. You know, we've got 194 billion disposable face masks and gloves used every month worldwide, which are filling the ocean. So for me, they're wrong.
That
and
is a
also,
huge problem.
the big thing for me is that they are feeding into COVID anxiety syndrome. So by still wearing the mask, we have a mental health problem in Great Britain, actually globally. But I've just been reading reports from young people people in their early 20s who are afraid to get on the tube, who are afraid to go back to work. Now, wearing masks for me feeds into that anxiety. So absolutely, masks must go, and I'm very proud of the Duchess for saying that.
Well, let's hold on there. I mean, I think the Duchess of Cornwall was expressing a view which we'd love to get rid of the mask. I'm sure that's right. But she's not saying that she'll just totally ditch the mask. I mean, I will continue to wear a mask where I'm in busy and closed situations, probably on the tube like I have coming into the studio this morning. Because infections are rising and masks do help to stop spreading infections. And it is a pandemic. I mean, we have seen 100,000 people die, over 100,000 people die. The last figures for a flu was something like just over 1,200 flu. So it's much worse than the flu.
It's
and
not,
if we
Caroline.
can stop it
It's
spreading...
Not.
That's the important thing to do.
We know the figures.
You can want to get rid of the mask, and I would sign up for that. But I want to do it in a way that I feel safe and I can keep other people safe from not spreading infection. It's still out there.
I don't agree. The figures are still out as to actually how many people have died of COVID, because we've had such skewed figures because of the whole psychops that's done. At 1 minute it's 150,000, now it's dropping down to 90. And I think the truth will come through as just a bad flu.
Tonia, even if it was 90,000, even if it was 80,000, and every death is to be
horrific.
mourned.
Yes.
But here's a load of people delighted that they weren't wearing masks.
Well,
here with people
look at this.
And communicating.
It makes one jump up for joy. It does. Look at it.
The thing I will say, I looked on the government's website yesterday, and you know, it is questionable whether masks help. Even the strongest proponents say that it's only marginal. But on the website, the government's website, when used correctly, so there's the first caveat, wearing a face covering may reduce the spread of coronavirus droplets. That's the second caveat. And the third one, in certain circumstances. So it is questionable whether they help. The only thing I will say is the mask genie is out of the bottle. And for 15 months, I think people have been scared witless. And I think they will be wearing masks for some time to come.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, are you about taking the risks in these situations?
It was
a pandemic, and just let's compare some figures here. The last figures in terms of the flu, I think, were 2019. You know, of the people who died in the country that year, something 1,200 died from flu or pneumonia.
Yeah.
When you then look at the figures for the people who've died from COVID-19, whether you want to say 80,000, 90,000 or over 100,000, right?
Or 30.
It is massively different from flu. It is a pandemic. The infection,
not anymore.
And because we've had the variant coming in, it's not like being immune to measles and getting a jab for that. That's why they're talking about NHS staff having a top-up.
The only thing, that's a false year to compare it with. Compare the flu with 2015, which was a bad year. Granted, 50,000 people died from it. The year later, about 25,000. So the flu has
I'm not underestimating the flu. I'm eligible to get a jab for flu now, thank goodness. But the point is, the flu and the COVID are about mutating viruses. It's not the same.
330,000 mutations so far. 330,000 mutations. And the vaccine has done great jobs for the over 70s. It's saved them. It's made them feel safe. We do have a natural immunity. 90% of British.
Have a natural immunity.
Of course,
say that.
We've got antibodies.
But your antibodies change. Your antibodies change, and they're only
and they are effective for all the variants, because the variant gets weaker and less virulent. You might be able to catch it more, but it's less potent to killing you.
But they have said the jury's out on just how effective the vaccines are.
It's all fear.
But I think this is why we need to take down the levels of fear.
Absolutely.
And not whip it up, because we know
now
that
have real
vaccine
science, not the pseudo stuff.
Broken
the pseudo stuff is from where the fear comes from. That's the problem.
No, the pseudo
because
stuff
mainstream media, and I won't be part of it. I will not be part of mainstream media's big backlash on the British public to frighten them into reducing who we are as people, and that's what's happened recently.
We're dealing sensibly with a pandemic.
We're not. We overreacted, and we've caused so many more deaths.
Suicides now getting higher than the number of people who are dying from COVID at the moment. That we have to look at it in the round about what we're doing, keeping people in, scaring them. Hundreds of thousands of pupils not in school,
sadly,
and that's why we've got to move on.
Sadly, in any year, we have, people committing suicide, and actually our mental health services have been cut to the bone over the last 10 years. We're having to rebuild, I'm afraid, a situation that the Conservative government have contributed
Can I just
move on to I know we get heated on this one.
I like getting heated.
Slightly different views, but I think we've got to compare figures with figures.
Yeah.
How we are now with coronavirus, not what we were pre-vaccine, where we are now, and that's why probably we need to move on.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.